Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Hope we're ready to get this day started. It's Tuesday. I'm ready. I'm ready. What's that song? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? I love that song. Great morning, Miss Margaret. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, I have a quote for today. I was looking for it. Let me grab it right fast. I actually have two. The first one. The antidote of fear is faith. This concept is akin to the cliche of the glass being half full or half empty. The perspective doesn't change the reality of how much water is in the glass, but our perspective changes our mindset on how we view what's in the glass. And that's by Keith Hill Jr. And then the second one, as human beings, it's our general belief that successful people are special and that they are born destined for greatness. It's just too difficult to comprehend that the main things that separates those people from us is not anything particularly special. It's simply their mindsets and their habits. And that's by P.G. Manifold. I love both of those. Because it is all in our mindset. And not that anybody has a different extra anything. It is all in our mindset. Good morning, Miss Margaret. Y'all, let me tell you, Margaret, for the past 2 mornings, well, actually, yeah, I've been catching your show last week, but this week, I've been asleep at 6 o'clock. Sleep. Normally, I'm up at 5. I'm working out and doing the things. But these past 2 mornings, I have been asleep at 6. So I'm sorry I missed morning Margaret in the morning. So I will catch the replay on the way to work this morning. So, yes, those habits are everything. It is simply their mindset and their habits that changes their outcome, which, you know, your mindset is an amazing thing. It is an amazing thing. Yeah, today I decided to go back to a topic that we talked about before. Because yesterday, it was a fun-filled weekend of going and doing. So it was busy. So yesterday we talked about false benefits of our story, of holding on to our story. And as I was reading this morning, it kind of tied into a thought that we have discussed before. And that is that we have the power to tell a different story. Because if we're holding on to the false beliefs of our story, we then have to acknowledge that there is a story to tell, right? And we have the power to tell a different story. And I think I talked about this early last year, middle last year sometime. And I had to realize that either I was going to be responsible for my story, or I was going to let somebody else be responsible for my story. And that made me think about, that's one of the reasons why I left my abuser and it really came to me when I was thinking about killing myself. And I was like, what if he's already telling lies about me now? If I kill myself, what will he tell my girls about me? What would they know about their mother? And is that the thought I want them to have of me? Like, my 7-year-old she you know, I've been a single parent from 0 to 5, so she knows she knows some about me, but not really. Okay, I'll go check out that book. But am I going to leave it up to my abuser to tell my life story, to leave my life legacy? Does he get that power? If we continue to allow our story to be told that way, we give our oppression and our oppressor the dominant and overshadowing power. If I allow them to tell my story, they dominate me and they take any power that I have. And they take away the power of my story. So we have we have the power to tell a different story. Now that I'm like we said yesterday, I'm letting go of the false benefits of my story, meaning I'm going to stop playing the victim of my story. And I'm going to tell a different story because I have the power to do that now. Then I can change lives. Then I can change myself. When I take on the responsibility and engage my mind, and I have to read it because I wrote this out. When I take responsibility for who I am, engage my mind and my heart, and I tell my story that builds the very core of myself and the once painful aspects from which I've healed, then I hold the power of my story and nobody else. Then I have the power to tell a different story and nobody else. Right? A to the men, Margaret. A to the men. Because this is what I know about the truth. And the truth and storytelling and, you know, however you want to say it. Because people say there's 2 or 3 truths. And that's true too. But this is what I know. When you tell the truth never changes. You can wake me up from the dead of sleep and ask me about any point of my relationship or my life being abused, and I can tell it like it was happening right then. I'm now detached from it because I have the power to tell a different story of it, and I'm not holding on to the false benefits of the story. I'm no longer the victim. I have changed that story. And so I now have the power to tell a different story. And that is, so when you are holding on to the false benefits of your story, you're the victim. When you start on this journey, you're going to transition from victim to survivor. And survivor means, right, the truth. Yes, Miss Margaret, makes you free. So when I came out of victim, I was then in survivor mode. That means, and sometimes we mistake surviving for success when they're not the same. I was a survivor, meaning I was doing everything possible in my mindset to handle business right then, to not living crazy, to not have to beg people for money, to not have to beg for clothes, to not have to. I was in complete survival mode for years. This just wasn't a one-time thing. This was years. I was in survival mode for years. And eventually, because I was thinking I was doing great. I had moved on. My mindset is changing. I'm doing better. But I was still holding on to some of the false benefits of telling my story. So after I did the complete healing of the thing, I'm no longer a survivor. I want another word besides overcomer, because I think I don't like that word. I don't know why I don't like that word. I don't know if it's because it's used too much. I don't know what it is. I've lived past crazy. That's my word. That's it. I've lived past crazy. I no longer have to worry about holding on to the false benefits of my story. I'm not the victim. I'm not the survivor. I am living past all the things. Because I now understand that I have the power to tell a different story. And it is my power alone. Yeah. There's absolute. Now, please understand. that I still have triggers. I have them because you're not going to go through years of that and not have any. And even with counseling, the good Lord, and some faith, yes, I got over some of them. But there are some that you are not. So you train yourself to be aware of all things. And I always try to set myself up for success and tell people about my triggers and not put myself in there. But there are times, like last year, 2 incidents where I was driving by and saw a man hit a woman on the side of the street. I called 911 and I stayed there until the police have come. Right. And in that moment, when I'm seeing that man hit that woman, that's me. I was driving and I was doubled over in pain. Okay? Double. I couldn't catch my breath. I was shaking for 2 to 3 hours after. I had nightmares for days after. It is a traumatic event. And there's PTSD behind domestic violence. I absolutely believe that. I can't handle loud noises. You cannot, if I'm in the shower or if I'm in the room by myself and I don't know where the kids are and all of a sudden there's a bang and a loud scream, I can't handle that. My children know that, and I try to set people up who know me up so that they know that's what I can't handle. Now, have I healed past 99.9%? Yep. But do I still have my triggers? Absolutely. I have them. I'm no different than anybody else. And then when I have those triggers, there's no calming. I can't calm down. I have to calm myself down. You can't touch me. You can't say, hey, Joe, calm down. Because if you touch me, I'm not there anymore. I am back in that space, in that place again. So you have to let me calm myself down. And then, yes, it leaves the rest. And then once I calm myself down and I do my breathing technique, and, I realize that my ex-husband is not there and he's not beating the hell out of me. He's not the one standing over me. It's another woman that I just saw. When I realize it's not me, then I can calm down. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to have nightmares for the rest of the week or for the rest of the month. But I know I have the power to tell a different story. I let go of the false benefits of my story. I let go of being the victim. Because when I play the victim, or when I hold on to the false benefits of my story, I'm still giving power to the oppression that was over me. I'm still giving power to my abuser. I'm still giving power to the fact that I was in domestic violence situation. I'm still giving power to that. And it's overshadowing my power. And I got to choose which one it's going to be. I can't hold on to the false benefits of, I'm a victim and want to be powerful. I cannot do both. They can't live in the same space. There's no room for both of them. There's no room for me to be deathly afraid of life and wanting to live life. I can't do both. So I had to choose. I had to take responsibility for who I was and then start rebuilding my story. And the storytelling that builds the very core of ourselves and the once painful aspects from which we have healed. So, because when you've healed from the story, I can tell the story and not be attached to it. I can tell you with calmness and a plain voice how he raped me in front of my child. I can say that and have no attachment to it. But when I'm driving by and I see a man put a woman in a chokehold and drag her out the store, it reminds me of the time he dragged me down the hallway by my hair. And I'm there instantly because I'm seeing it. It's no longer me being objectively standing away from it. But I have the power to tell a different story. And so every time that happens, I have to remember I have the power to calm myself down. I have the power to do it differently and to tell that story yet again differently. Period. Because if I rest in it, I'm giving him and the situation more power. Now, Yours doesn't have to be domestic violence. Yours could be that person that makes you so angry that your stomach hurts. That hurts your feelings so bad it makes you cry. If we continue to hold on the story of our pain, we give absolute power to our oppression, our oppressor, the thing that hurt us. We give it all the power. And I cannot give it power and want to be powerful at the same time. I can't give it power and want to be my sister's keeper. I can't give it power and want to change my family's life. I can't give it power and want to do differently for my girls. I can't give it power and say, oh, I'm living different. And my sisters, that's a process. It's a process. That's why you see the quotes. That's why I read the books. That's why I do the meditation. That's why in my free time, the things that I listen to are more motivational, self-help, mindset books. That's why if I'm driving, that's what I'm listening to. The radio's never on. Because when you've been deep, and somebody has stole all of your power at your core, like there's no power of you left, like you don't even know who you are. Like you don't even understand. You can't even begin to understand who you are anymore because they've taken it away. And partly you've helped them take it away because you continue to stay in crazy. Then it becomes that serious to do all the extra things to get your mind back. Because my sister, you are worth it at that point. And I don't care if I have to read all the books in the world. If I have to listen to every tape. If I have to cover my walls in quotes. I refuse to give that situation any power, period. I have the power to retell my story, period. Period. Rebuilding myself at my core and rebuilding past the painful parts. Period. That's what I have the power to do. And if I don't do that, my crazy will continue. So I can't be a victim. Eventually, I've got to get to that survival mode. And I don't want to mistake survival mode for success. Then I've got to come to the living past crazy part. Because I don't want to say overcome it. I don't know why I don't like that word. What does that word mean? Can somebody look that up for me? What does overcomer mean? Because I don't want to Google it while I'm sitting here. I am determined to continue to stay in the living past crazy. Yes, I have my triggers. I can't do the loud noises. I can't do you yelling at me. I can't do people aggressively getting in my face. I can't handle that. And I let people know up front I can't handle that. But I know I have the power to tell a different story. When I stop holding on to the false benefits of my story. Because if I'm always going to hold on to the benefit, hold on to the story of victim, the false benefit that I'm getting is the result that people are like, oh, JoJo, I feel so sorry for you. That's not a benefit. That's a crutch. And it's not helping me. But if I hold on to the false benefits of that story, I assume that it's helping me. Well, you know, I'm from far city, you know. What can I do? Look at that, JoJo. How about that? I say that all the time. Learn something about yourself every day. You got to take responsibility for who we are. Engage our minds and our heart in the retelling of our story and the power of retelling our story. Yes, I'm from Far City. That's who I am. Absolutely. I won't say that anymore. If you guys have been with me for a long time, you'll hear me say, who am I? I'm just JoJo from Far City. That's who I am. I'm JoJo from Far City. I know who I am. I know it. Thank you, Lord, for that revelation. Growth mindset. Look at that. Growing live and in color because we living past this crazy. That's who I am. I am JoJo from Far City. I am JoJo from Union Mills worked at McDonald's. Gerald Waddell's daughter. Robert Withrow's daughter. Lucky to have 2 daddies. I am all those things. And I have lived past crazy. That's why I am the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I am. Aid to the man. Got that for my whole self today. We have the power to tell a different story. If we take responsibility and then build ourselves from the core of it. And heal from it. Heal from your past. Victim, survivor, live past crazy. It happens. If I would have continued in victim and survivor mode, victim mode, definitely my abuser still gets all the credit. And is that fair? No. Survivor, I'm holding on to the false benefits of my story. Live past crazy. Way more power. Different mindset. Different outlook. Different expectations. Different rules. Different thoughts. Because when you are in the process, and we've come too far to be calm now. Now it's not, if you're in survivor mode, you don't want to be calm right now. That's when you need to press the gas and keep going. We strengthen our voice by speaking our truth. So if you're in survivor mode, you need to start speaking that truth. Understand the power that you have to tell a different story. For me, it was standing there thinking, am I going to allow him to tell the story of my life? Am I going to allow my abuser to tell the story of my life? Before I kill myself, am I going to, because you know, they already have control over your mind. So as I'm standing there trying to kill myself, Lord Jesus locked the window. I can't even get the window open, so I ain't even succeeding at killing myself. Number one. But number two, he's already told me what he thought about me. You're fat, you're ugly, you're nobody, your mama don't love you, don't nobody want you, your kids don't love you, you're a hoe, you're a slut, you're a B, you're a prostitute. He had already tried to prostitute me out. He had already told me that. So you mean to tell me I'm going to kill myself and let him tell my story? So he get all of it? So that my girls will never know who I am? So I'm going to die because I don't like you and what you're doing to me. And I'm still going to give you the power to tell my story? Nope. When we let go of the false benefits of our story, and when I understand that I have the power to tell a different story, yes, Miss Cree, A to the man, I have the power to tell a different story. Because when I take responsibility for who I am, I don't want to be a victim anymore. Because when I'm a victim, I can't think any different. And then when I move into that survivor mode, I'm holding on to the false benefits of my story because, oh, well, you know, I've been abused, so I can't do that. He hurt me, so I can't love you. But no, I have now, in that survivor mode, I'm holding on to that false benefits. Live past crazy mode, I am healing past all the painful stuff. And I'm telling the story of victim, survivor, live past crazy. I don't know why I don't like the word overcomer. It just, I have a hard time saying it. We're going to say live past crazy. Then I have the power to live past crazy. Because in victim, overcomer, my oppression, and your crazy ain't got to be my crazy, okay? Your crazy can be whatever. It's telling your story. It has the power over you. So you mean to tell me you going to suffer, be mad, be hurt, be angry, and you're going to live separate from it, right? Because you've left it, but it still got the power over you? No, ma'am. Nope. Not today. Not happening over here. Nope. Take responsibility for who you are. Engage your mind and your heart. And then let the storytelling of the new you. Y'all know we got a class, New Rules to the New You. Let's build them things. Create your new foundation. Foundations matter. We got a class on that. Because if you don't, it's going to be hard, sister. to get past that survival mode. And we mistake surviving for success. You may have successfully left your crazy, but it ain't left you up here. You still hold on to the false benefits of your story. And I think we do it because we like the outcome of telling our story. You know, I was an abuser. Oh, JoJo, I'm so sorry. Oh, well, you know, I lived in the shelter. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I don't want your sorries. I don't want your pity. We have moved past that. We into living past crazy. We into I am my sister's keeper. We into I'm retelling my story because the power is in the story that I'm retelling to come back to help my sister who is a victim. And your crazy can be however you define it. It could be your crazy husband, your crazy kids, your job, your mom and them, your daddy issues, your mama issues, your community, your religion that's keeping you bound so you can't live true to who you are, Jesus issues. A to the men. We living all the way past crazy. So it may take heaven for me. And you can say, JoJo, and I just said I'm not going to say who am I. I know who I am. I am JoJo from Forest City, North Carolina. I am Gerald Waddell's daughter, Robert Withrow's child. I was blessed to have 2 whole daddies. How about that? I am the only live past crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I share what I know so you don't have to continue to go and do what I did. There's life past crazy, boo, my sister, and there's such a better way around it. And you may think it doesn't take all of that. But when you understand that if you don't put some things in place, that story will continue to have power in your life. Think about it this way. Put it in context. You got an auntie who divorced her man a long time ago. She ain't never remarried because that man hurt her so bad. Y'all talk about it to this day. You got that sister in church that ain't ever been married and you wonder why. Well, you heard Whisper say that man broke her heart and she ain't never dated. So you mean to tell me something happened 50, 60 years ago and still going to have power over my life today when I'm living in a situation that's dead? We have the power to tell a different story. It is all in your mind set. Period. It is in the thoughts that you think. What you are living right now is the result of the thoughts that you had last week, last month, last year. What are you going to think today? What are you going to let go of today? What responsibility of your story are you going to take responsibility for today and move past it? Absolutely. Now it's time to take charge. Absolutely, Margaret. And Creek, we got to let go of them false benefits. They not helping us at all. They not benefiting us. Nah, nothing. And if you allow your pain to tell your story, it's overshadowing the power of you. And it's telling the story of your life. And you are more than, we are more than that one thing that happened to us. Yes, it was life defining. Yes, it's traumatic. Yep, I can't deal with loud noises. I can't deal with screaming. I can't deal with people in my face. I can't deal with bad. There are things that I can't deal with. I can't handle. Yep. But if I'm going to allow that one incident to stop me from living, what's the difference of staying in that and dying and living outside of it and dying because you're still holding on to the thought of it? Because your thoughts kill. Y'all know we did the 8 rules of the mind. And 70% of the illnesses in our body is what we think we're not really sick. So just imagine that. Imagine that. So you've been so mad that your stomach hurt and you threw up. That is your mind and your emotions having an immediate effect on your body. You've been so hot and angry and worried, your blood pressure rises. That's your thoughts having an effect on your body. Your thoughts are real. Speak life. That is the fearless thought for the day. Take responsibility for who you are. Engage your mind and your heart in your storytelling that builds the very core of ourselves that was once painful, but yet we've healed from it. We have the power to tell a different story. And if you don't want to tell a different story, understand whatever happened to you is the power over your life. You live for that. It still has control over you. So let's close out with the thought of the day, with the, where's the quote of the day? Here it is. We have two. The antidote to fear is faith. The concept is akin to the cliche of the glass being half full or half empty. The perspective doesn't change the reality of how much water is in the glass, but our perspective changes our mindset of how we view what's in the glass. And that's by Keith Hill. The second quote, as human beings, it's our general belief that successful people are special and that they are born destined for greatness. It's just too difficult to comprehend that the main things that separate those people from us is not anything in particular special. It is simply their mindset and their habits. And that goes back to yesterday. Our topic was false benefits of your story. And today we're taking responsibility for our story. And we're taking the power back of telling our story. Because we have the power to tell a different one. And they cannot live in the same place. I can't hold on to victim and survivor and want to be my sister's keeper. I can't hold on to a victim and survivor and be the only live past crazy specialists that can't live together. Grant Cardone said you're doing more damage living smaller. If you're trying not to be great, you're trying not to live big, you're doing more damage to yourself and those around you by trying to live small. They can't go together. You got to pick one, boo. Hot or cold. There is no lukewarm. Ain't that what the Bible said? So that is the fearless thought for today. I hope it has helped somebody. It has sure helped me altogether. Altogether, it was for me. So hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. Don't forget, if your friends and family do not have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel. So you can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. And I am coming to Tampa. Where's the link for Tampa? I am coming to Tampa July 27th for a book signing tour, bit.ly book tour 2019. You can grab your book for $9.99. I don't think book 2 is on sale, but definitely book 1 is on sale. So that you can grab it there. August 23rd through the 25th. We will be in Florida for the Live. I am my sister's keeper. Yes, ma'am. Rosie. Can I help you? Good morning. August 23rd through the 25th, we will be in Clearwater, Florida for a Live Past Crazy Girlfriends retreat. Now, if you want to do something different, like a more intimate girlfriend retreat for just you and your sister where we getting for real about some things, then I got a link for you right here so that you can book some time for us to talk and we can see what we can do for you guys. Miss Margaret said, hey, Rosie she's getting ready for band camp. Color guard today. So we're on our way to that. So, all right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Tuesday. This is the 18th day of my birthday month. Yay! I'm a Cancer. Yay! All right, so I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. And I will see. I didn't come back on last night because I was beyond exhausted. But I may be back on today for the evening edition for a freebie to see what we're going to give away for today for my birthday month. If you missed any of the freebies, check out my page because I have them all listed below, listed on there so you can check them out. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Tuesday, and I will see you later this evening. Have a good one.